How you doing today? My name is Osman Rosario, and today I will be talking about the most shameful but addicting genre of film popular today. Yes, I'm talking about reality TV. Nobody admits that they watch reality TV, but millions of people around the world watch reality TV. It's just it's an addicting thing that you know you're not supposed to watch, but you cannot draw your eyes away from watching it. It's like going to the zoo and seeing animals have sex, and you know it's not right, but you're intrigued. You're interested in what's going on and why and how, and it's just you can't stop. But the question is, how did this crazy trend start? When did people start going crazy over reality TV? Reality TV probably got its big boost in ratings starting with a show called Survivor. It's not a show that I truly personally got into too much, but I've seen it numerous times. I didn't follow it, but once I started watching it, if I flip through the channels, it catches you and it caught me and you start watching it. Now, as popular as Survivor was, it was not the beginning of reality TV. There was actually numerous shows way before Survivor. Actually, I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. Reality TV actually started back in the 40s with a show called Candid Camera, which I'm sure people have heard of, and it was actually pretty popular, and it actually lasted for about 50 years. I don't think it actually went off air until 2000s, but back in the 40s, actually 1948 was when the first reality TV show started, and Alan Funt was actually the creator of that show, and it was actually a spinoff of his radio show, which was called Candid Microphone. And what it was Candid Microphone was him recording his fellow military peers, just in funny conversations and stuff like that. He'll play it over the air, and it actually became a big hit. So about a year later, in 1948, it became a TV show, and then a year after that, they changed the name from Candid Microphone to Candid Camera, and it lasted many years. Actually, it lasted so long that Alan Funt actually retired before the show did, and his son took over with the show. So right now, I'm gonna show you a small clip of the show Candid Camera.
So you could get a roll and butter like this.
We've arranged it so that the roll has a string attached to it. When a man puts his nickel in one of those vending things,
All right, now although that wasn't the funniest scene that I found or I doing research on, it was short, and I know this is going to be kind of tight on time. I'm actually running a lot over, so now we have popular reality TV shows like American Idol and America's Got Talent and all these other shows that's competition based where people go on and compete for a contract or fame or a job or things like that. And a lot of people think that from those shows came from a show called Star Search, which is actually not true. Way before Star Search was actually the same year where Candid Camera came out, was two shows that came out. One shows like Ted Mack's Original Amateur Hour and Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts were actually the original shows where it was competition based, and people from all around the world or all around America came out and try to compete for these prizes. And actually, I have some footage of Arthur Godfrey's talent scouts.
Arthur Godfrey's talent scout.
Lion here, come on, pick me a winner, will you? Quickly. First, the Bluegrass Champs, remember? Give me a hand, come on, let me hear it. Okay. All right, now let me have the violinist, Gino Zambuco. Okay, and then Ann Leonardo. Okay, looks to me like you gave it to the Bluegrass Champs.
This next clip is just a little lesson of how technology changed the reality TV genre for the better, or some people might say for the worse.
CGI and special effects are all very well, but for my money the most significant technological advances have taken place away from the screen in the world of editing. Video editing used to be a fairly cumbersome process, more difficult than film, which you could easily slice up with razor blades. Consequently, in ye olden days, there was often more vision mixing than editing. Indoor scenes would be shot in a studio using several cameras, and the director would cut between them, creating an edit on the fly. Exterior scenes used to be shot on 16mm film because it was easier to edit. That's why a lot of old shows, especially comedies, had such a different feel whenever they cut to an outdoor location. That's an effect that will be familiar to anyone who remembers the peerless Fawlty Towers. True to subversive form, Monty Python even used it as the basis for a very clever sketch.
Gentlemen, I have bad news. This room is surrounded by film. What?
Things changed in the early 90s when hard disk editing arrived to excite this edition of Tomorrow's World.
I can see all the shots here on this screen and they're instantly accessible. And over here on this one, this is where you build up your edited report. You can swap shots over or change them for other ones really easily.
This was a bit like the leap from typewriters to word processors. Suddenly it was a piece of piss to chuck in one edit after another. The logical conclusion is the hyper-edited bombardment you get in frenetic MTV dating shows like this. It's also enabled reality shows to exist because now it's possible to go through 24 hours of footage and condense it down to 1 hour of highlights in time for transmission the next day. Of course, the pressure of time and the need to tell a story means you often end up with a crude caricature of real life, a condensed bullet point version of events that can be easily manipulated to tell almost any story you like.
Technology that was put out in that last clip, the industry, like producers and directors, were able to be a little bit more creative and broaden their horizons when it came to reality TV. With that technology, they were able to take months of footage and break it down and condense it down to hours of usable footage for the public to see with a show, and they were able to manipulate scenes and events that happened through the raw footage and made it into scenes that was more for entertainment based than more of an educational based or a fly on the wall kind of documentary style reality show. So instead of shows like this,
Arthur Godfrey's talent scout.
we have shows like this.
This is the true story.
Of 7 strangers
Picked to live in a house.
and have their lives changed
To find out what happens
where people stop being polite.
and start getting real. Real world. California.
And once we start getting shows like that and people started loving the drama, the industry's going to take that drama and escalate it to things like this.
What